Hi, it's Joey Moons from Moons Creative Mayhem, and today I'm making the Magic Pharmacist book nook. I'm going to go through all of the steps, all the mistakes I made, all the tough bits and any little tips that I found out along the way. I hope you enjoy watching the video, and if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave any comments or ideas if you want to. Enjoy watching! The first step is to check the touch button for the lights and that the lights click on, and hey ho, they work. These little beads are really fiddly to glue. It looks like they're supposed to be teeny tiny bottles. I've only ever bought Roliff book nooks so far, and this is my first CuteBee book nook, though I can't actually see the CuteBee logo anywhere on the box. My Roliff ones are from Bluewater in the UK, and Mr. Moons got me the Magic Pharmacist from the Mind Game shop in the Southland Centre in Calgary. The instructions are in both English and Chinese and seem pretty well laid out and easy to follow. Gluing on the touch button, I'm not sure whether the glue should go onto the metal part, so I'm avoiding putting it on there, and I'm gluing the main section and being careful not to cover the metal pad with the glue. It's really satisfying on this book nook to be assembling the frame sections so quickly. I enjoy making the little bits, but sometimes if it takes too long to put a frame together, it can be a bit deflating. The quality of the wood on this set is really high. I've not broken a single piece so far, and fingers crossed I won't. There also seem to be quite a lot of spare or backup pieces for the fragile parts, so that's good. The instructions said to use glue for the flag stickers onto these long wooden chips, so on the first one that's what I'm doing, but for the rest I've found it's much easier, less messy, and works out better to just use the sticky back, so I'm going with that instead. These are the books to cover. I'm sanding the edge of each one as needed before sticking them on. There are large books and small books, and most of the actual cover images seem to be duplicated across the two sizes. I find it really hard doing the concertina fold for these fake mini books. They're the same as on the Roliff Shakespeare set. What worked for me this time is to work on the folds first without taking off the sticky back. Then I'm only sticking the whole thing into shape once the folds are already there. It's so obvious, but you wouldn't believe how much I struggled on my old set trying to fold accurately when the whole row kept rolling and sticking back together in the wrong place. After sticking together the miniature books on the sticker sections, I got to the very end of doing the book nook and I realised that I'd forgot to put the covers on. So if you're watching the video at this point, then you need to get paper 2 and sections 7, 8 and 9, and those are the outside of the miniature book sections, so don't forget them like I did. So I spent ages working out the best way to do the scrolls on the book nook, and in the end the method I found was using kebab sticks. So I got wooden kebab sticks and I've chopped them into really little pieces and then rolled each scroll around it, so that once it's stuck together, then later on I can push that out of the middle so you can't see that there's a kebab stick in there. And it makes a really nice round size as well. I tried doing it just rolling them up and they came out too small, or they didn't look round. It wasn't great. So this was the perfect way to do it, and I wish I'd known it for my other book nooks. I'm chopping the kebab sticks really roughly and making them short so I can push them back out. Some of them I will leave in as long as you can't see into the side when it's in place. The wicker baskets are pretty cute. I'm struggling on the lid sections and I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to fold on that. So I'm double folding the side sections so they're 3D, but on the front section where the baking soda sticker goes on, I'm leaving that flat and not putting in an extra fold. For the small pieces that glue together, especially the bottles and things that sit on the shelves, the fit is often quite loose, so I'm using the glue to make sure that everything stays in place. I can't imagine anything worse than the pieces falling apart once the whole thing is fitted together, because then it would be a nightmare to fix it. Better safe than sorry, so anything loose I'm gluing now. After spending so long on the Sunshine Town Roll-If Booknook, waiting to put anything significant together, it feels really good to be putting decorations on the main walls so quickly into the build. I know I'm being fussy, but I do kind of wish that this cat was a 3D model and not a 2D wooden cutout. It's still a cute design though. I'm really impressed with this booknook set that they've managed to find a way for you to be able to bend wood to make the cauldron. It is quite hard to do, however, and the pieces kept kind of pinging out of being curved in. I watched some other YouTube videos where people tried to do it and they snapped in half, and one of my cauldron sections almost snapped in half, but I got away with it and it didn't. I did need to use some glue all around it to make sure that the pieces didn't ping out, and I spent a long time holding those pieces together. It worked out in the end though, and I was really impressed that you can actually make something that's completely round like that just using wood sections from the booknook. I glued the legs to the table at first with the picture side outwards, like you would if it was a real table. I forgot that everything in a booknook only needs to look good from the front angle, so here I'm having to tear the legs back off on one side so that the picture sides both face the same direction. It's a big deal to make sure you've got everything correct if you're going to be gluing it down. For these drawer sets, I can't help but feel that the instructions are a little bit silly and in the wrong order. The gaps in the drawer front are to push the 3D drawers into, and the other drawer fronts just stick on like they're fake. The instructions say to stick the fake fronts on first, but that means that you then need to wait for the glue to dry. I'm far too impatient for doing that, so I kept knocking the drawers into the wrong place while I was putting the full set together. The best option is actually to build the whole drawer set and then stick on the fronts last, not first. Then you don't need to wait for the glue to dry while you work on the rest. I'm using kebab sticks to push things into place a lot. I don't have a lot of expensive crafting tools, and on a book nook, using a thin stick to push things delicately is a lot more effective than using fat fingers.
So this is the bottle of glue that the book nook comes with. It's a really clear glue and it's quite elasticy when you pull away. It's not typical PVA or crafters glue. I really like this glue. It doesn't seem to have as much of a shine on it if you leave areas where you can see the glue. Because it's got more of a thick elasticy texture to it, I found it didn't run as much and it held things in place more. So when I've done other book nooks that have been the roll-lift ones and I've used the craft glue, you'd stick it on there and then sometimes things will just slide off. This glue tends to go on quite solid because it's so thick, things don't slide off easily. I wouldn't recommend obviously sticking things on a wall that's in the book nook because then it will still slide down. But it does have more strength from when you first stick it, and I've been really happy with the amount that you've been given as well. I love the look of the little potions bottles in the book nook, but the stickers aren't sticking all that great. They keep peeling off around the edge, and I could put some glue on them, but I'm a bit nervous to do that because I don't want to make a splodgy mess.
A part of me would have loved to put some kind of glitter or sand into the miniature bottles, but I kept to the instructions and rolled stickers inside instead. I think having something real in there would look great if you have it. I do think it would have made a huge difference to have 3D handles of some sort for the drawers, even if it was just using a 3D gel pen or something. Also, the dots for the drawer handles are often not central, which is kind of annoying, but then it doesn't notice in the end because that part is quite far back into the set and it does actually look really good. These tiny apothecary stickers were really fiddly to stick on and difficult to get central. Add to that the fact that, as you see here, I've missed 2 of them out. It was only when I had built the whole entire nook that I had to use a cocktail stick to push the final 2 stickers on right into the back set of the drawers. It was not easy, so do make sure that you use all of the drawer stickers here. After having the 3D cat model on the Sunshine Town, I'm kind of sad the black cat, which is such a focal point in this book nook, is just a piece of wood. I think I might have to go shopping and switch him out with a model cat. It's lovely once everything starts coming together, but easy to get overexcited and start speeding up and making mistakes. It's like my accuracy and attention to detail just goes out the window towards the end. The first half of the instructions took me about 3.5 hours, and then the second half I rushed through in about an hour and a half just because I was excited to finish. These picture frame pieces aren't fun to put together. I'm having to trim inside of the line where you're told to trim from, because otherwise the sticker image would show on the outside of the frame, so the sizing isn't actually correct. I also wish it wasn't necessary to use glue at this point on them. Sticking the picture frames to the wall, I'm not sure if I could have peeled off the sticky backs and stuck them on that way, but I stayed on the safe side and used the glue to stick them on the walls. I find the lights on book nooks are sometimes a bit bright and detract from the soft glow that I'd rather see, but I'm pretty sure for the lantern that's on the ceiling here, I didn't bend the light down enough for it to show, and I should have. It's kind of ending up being in shadow a little, so you don't see the detail on the block which is the light. But as it's pretty much one of the last steps and the main box clicks together rather than gluing, I should be able to change it back later on if it bothers me that much. Overall, I think CuteBee has been the best quality booknook brand I've tried out so far. The price is similar to the Rolift brand, but the pieces are definitely more solid. I can't believe I didn't break a single piece, not even the finicky cauldron when I had to bend it. I do wish that the elements were more 3D though, as a lot was solid 2D images on wood. I love the dust cover idea, as it makes it look really posh, and the size is also a little bit bigger than Rolift. The overall design, I think I actually do prefer the Rolift sets a little though. There's something about the drawer sets and scrolls in this one that felt a little bit repetitive after a while, and it shows to look at it. Still, pros and cons aside, I think this is the best quality and most striking booknook so far, and I definitely recommend it.
The nice thing about the CuteBee Magic Pharmacist book nook is that it comes with like a dust jacket, which some of the Rolift ones don't actually come with. So you can cover it over at the end and it doesn't collect so much dust. So I'll put that in and get stuck on the little bat. So I'll get it to go past the bat. So there it is, it's all finished. I'll put it up on my book nook with my other Rolift ones I did recently, so you can compare them all. It is a little bit larger than the Rolift book nooks. I'd say it's actually a little bit more sturdy as well. So on both of the Rolift ones, I did break at least a couple of pieces on each of them. Whereas with this one, I didn't break a single piece. It was really good quality. I think some of the decoration parts were more 2D, so there was a few less things like plants, stuff like that. Everything was more solid, flat pieces of wood. But the quality really does stand out, especially with the dust jacket on it. I hope you enjoyed watching and see you next time.